What's going on, guys? Storm Cooper here. Hello dudes and dudettes. We are on our last video chat and discussion with the Let's Play Fallout 4. We've had a lot of fun. We've talked about a load of different topics and what our kind of great games are, our best games and stuff like that. And I think it'd be a good idea to switch over to like the negative side of games, you know, what they kind of do to you over a long period of time, and how games have changed and are letting us down, because there's a few that have come out lately that have really just been shocking and have pretty much lied, and the developers are getting away with it. So, Dave, any games that you really dislike or have just really let you down to the point where you've been like, really? Why have I spent money on this?
God, there's been plenty of them in the past.
Totally.
I'm just trying to think of a specific one. I can't actually think of one right this second, but I know there's certainly been some which you've put so much time and energy into like completing something, only to find that there's been a glitch at the end of the game and you can't complete a particular level. Or there's even some on the older retro games where they thought that they made the game so hard that it was actually they didn't actually program a final level in because they didn't have time, so they just
Oh,
ramped up
wow.
the difficulty and you just couldn't even get there.
That's
So
shocking.
there's some great little stories about that online.
Wow, no, that is shocking. So, yeah, I totally agree with you there in that kind of like sense of them trying to get out of it in a way, so they just like they kind of like sneak about and not tell you how to do it and stuff like that. Whereas if they were
Exactly.
honest and like really put the time in updating, I know that it costs money, but I feel like if you get a better game out there, you're going to get more money for it,
Mm.
for your next one.
Mm.
I gotta say
That's the thing. I was gonna say that's the thing you
the
had to remember with the old games though, before the internet, is that they couldn't be patched. So
that's
if it was
right.
broke, it was broke.
Oh right, so then they shouldn't really even be
Yeah,
taking them out there, really, should they? But it's a shame that
no,
what
there's
they could get away with back then. Then
exactly what can you do?
it's not a lot you can do, I suppose, back then without the good old days in the internet. That really makes you sound old. Sat
Yeah.
round the fire.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to know what it's like when the internet first came out, now you pay like a monthly fee, don't you? When I used to pay, you had to dial into individual servers, and it would cost you something like £2 an hour to go on the
Wow.
internet. And when I was at college, I used to play this Dungeon Mud,
Oh,
like
okay.
text adventure, which you can
Text-based
still do.
adventures, so cool. Such good
It's
games.
you can get this one still on I think it's on the App Store and online. It was like about the Discworld books, and
Wow.
of course to pay for the games, like you put in someone's credit card. And I had my dad's credit card at the time, and
Oh,
I played it for 1 month,
oh
and
dear.
his credit card bill was £550.
And how much did he tell you off for that then?
There was a couple of choice words, and
Yes, I imagine so.
it took me a fair while to pay it back.
Half a grand. Wow. Well,
Yeah,
if that doesn't
just
prove your love
playing
to
one game.
gaming. And that was all text-based, so again, it's not all about the graphics. I do love the games that, you know, really pull you in with a storyline,
Mm.
um, with
Yeah, it was
stuff like that.
multiplayer as well.
That's
So
amazing.
it was basically a chat room and game in one.
That's so cool. Well, I gotta say, more on the later side of things, rather than back in the old retro days, I think the worst game to have come out at the wrong time, unfortunately for the Call of Duty franchise. Now, I mean, these guys, they make billions through their games, most likely. Call of Duty 4, that was like one of the major ones when that came out onto the next gen consoles, which was like 360, Xbox 360 and PS3 at the time. You know, people loved that game. They fell in love with it. Then they brought out this amazing World War II game. People went nuts for it again. And then it was Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and then they went too futuristic, too much, and then Black Ops was too futuristic, and they kept on going future. And when they started bringing like advanced warfare with laser weapons and stuff like that, people started to like dislike the franchise. They said, "Look, we want another World War game. We want a World War One game if you can give us it, because you know we're getting disappointed now." And Battlefield 3, they were thinking about doing it, and a lot of more people were switching over to Battlefield games, and then out of nowhere, when we were all expecting a World War I drop from Call of Duty, we got a, I think it was Infinity Warfare, and it was all in space and different planets, and people were outraged. I think it got 800,000 dislikes or something like that. It was crazy. It was one of the most disliked videos in a gaming video history. It was, I think it must have won some sort of record because of it, because it was ridiculous. And then Battlefield 1 came out, and it was a World War I game, and they have just raked in the money because of it, because they listen to the fans. And I feel like if a company really doesn't listen to its fans, it's gonna lose a lot of revenue. It's gonna lose a lot of its fan base, clearly, which they've done there. So I think my dislike game at the moment is Infinity Warfare. The only reason I would buy it today is because they've remastered Call of Duty 4, but you can only play that if you buy Infinity Warfare. So that's kind of a cheek. I'm waiting for. Hopefully you can buy it separately, but I don't know if they'll let you. I can only hope that they do. But companies that do this, they have to really listen to their fans. I don't know if you agree with that, but I feel like the fans, that's where it's at. They're the gamers. They're the ones you have to impress.
Yeah. What you'll find with the Call of Duty games is that they basically released one every single year.
Yeah,
I mean,
November.
this,
Yeah,
this, this
every
Affinity
November.
Warfare, yeah, this Affinity Warfare is the 17th game in the franchise, and
Yeah,
people are just starting to get a bit tired. It's like with
that's
all
right.
the FIFA
They
games.
wanted something fresh. They wanted World War One. Yeah, I totally agree with you on the FIFA games. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely horrendous that they charge 50 quid a year for the pretty much the same stuff. It's the exact same game every year with a very unbelievably slight boost in graphics and different names on the shirts. That's all it is. I could happily go back to a PlayStation 2 football game and play it and have just as much fun as a new one today. I mean, it's ridiculous. Whereas the Call of Duty games, they have variety, but again, it's the 17th. They're wrapping them out every year. They're trying to get as much money as they can, and they're losing quality. It's quality over quantity, and they've went the wrong way.
But then I suppose if you think about it, you've got all the kids who are growing up now. They're new to computer games, so
Totally. Yeah.
FIFA 2, even though it could be like the 20th FIFA game, to them it's their first game.
Yeah.
So it's just more of affecting the older generation rather
Yeah.
than like the
I,
kids, isn't it?
I think it's the die hardcore fans. I think it's the older hardcore fans that are affected by it mostly. And again, you get a lot of like kids playing Call of Duty. They don't even really understand the game as much. And to be honest, there are like age ranges on these games. They shouldn't really be playing them, but parents buy them, and there's not a lot we can do about it. But we end up playing, really big strategy Call of Duty games with a bunch of kids. So, it is what it is. You just have to deal with it. So I suppose that's another bad side of gaming. You have to deal with kind of like basically the piss takers, the trollers, the people that are trying to steal your money, the scammers. But I feel like you get that with everything. Am I not wrong?
Pretty much, just life in general, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's always somebody out to make a buck and to take the piss out of you. And unfortunately, they're doing it through an avenue of my life that I love so much, which is gaming. And it's a shame.
Mhm.
One too many times have I been playing with a Nigerian prince.
Yeah, so what can you do, eh? But then it's all down to the experience, and when you learn to get around it, it makes you feel like that you're getting one up on people, and you get more satisfaction.
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to stay ahead of it. Oh. So, as a nice wrap up to the video, is there one thing that you would suggest? Because obviously, not everyone maybe that watches these videos are going to be gamers, and maybe they just watch it to see what the game's like, or maybe because they want to see what the game's like for a gift for someone. What would you suggest someone to bringing them into gaming? If they're not gamers, what would you say to them to bring them to be a gamer?
Okay, I would just say, just take your time, and don't expect that you can just win straight away. It's going to take a hell of a lot of time, a hell of a lot of practice. And when you watch other people play this, they've only got that good because they've been playing for a long time. It's
That's
like
right.
it's like learning to play the piano. You're not going to do like a Mozart concerto like within your first 5 minutes. And the same goes for gaming. And that's why they give you easy levels. Just remember that.
Okay, fair enough. And all I would say is that it is literally, like we said earlier in one of the earlier videos, it is another extension of art in a way. You see something amazing like videos and movies all the time, but when you get these amazing, incredible games and seeing it, to be able to control it, to appreciate the graphics, the storyline, the voice actors, and when you see that amount of effort and it's all made for you, it's worth paying that 40-50 pounds when it first comes out, because it's worth it. And totally, there's a reason these are so popular. Get into gaming, it's amazing. Right, I think I will end it there, guys. Dave, if you want to say a little goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Till
And
next time.
I will say goodbye as well. Hopefully me and Dave will be able to get a few more videos out like this. I will definitely try and talk Dave into getting his own channel. I think he could definitely make a lot of cool videos, especially Fallout 4. And if you guys like the video, please leave a comment, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.